Jude, and it's time for another episode of Monday Morning Musings. And I want to talk about the apology from last week. For those of you who don't know, Prime Minister Trudeau stood up in Parliament and made an apology to members of the LGBTQ community for wrongdoings done in the 1960s, where people from the community were fired, were arrested, lives ruined, all because of their sexual orientation. And the government was responsible. And so the Prime Minister stood up and made this big apology. And, it's interesting for me. I came out in 1986, obviously a long time ago. It was obviously a very different time than it is today. And I now have a 15-year-old who is gay. And my lens is very much that my sexual orientation is part of my identity because I fought so hard my whole life for my rights. His lens is so completely different because his sexual orientation is irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. He's never been bullied because of his sexual orientation. He's, all his friends are quite comfortable with him being gay. And the reason why I think that's interesting is the apology was really important for my generation. It's really important for people, first of all, those that were directly impacted by the pink purge of the 1960s, but just people like myself who came out a long time ago and faced discrimination. So it's important for us to see the Prime Minister stand up in the House and make that apology. I think it's even more important for my son's generation, for the teens out there who've never known a world that didn't have Ellen and, openly LGBTQ people everywhere. And that's not to say that the world is perfect. Far from it. HIV is still being criminalized. Men who have sex with men can't donate blood. Trans people are facing rampant violence. There's still a ton of problems in the world. But we're a lot better off than we were in the 1960s, 1980s, and even into the 1990s. But I think it's really important that my son's generation remember, or at least understand where we came from. What's the history of our community in this country? Because, of course, if we don't remember our history, then we're doomed to repeat it. So that's it for me. I hope you have a fabulous week. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Somewhere up here around there's something to click on. And it's December. How did that happen? Oh, well, only a few Mondays left in this year. I will see you next week for another episode of Monday Morning Musings. Take care.